Hey you! Yes you! Do you want to be a VTuber but you're broke as heck? Or use Linux? I use art by the way. Or do you have a sickness called proprietary phobia? Or maybe I'll leave you both. Like me. Fear not! Let me introduce you to the wonderful world of free and open source software. So, what is this free and open source software, you ask? Well, as the name suggests, they are free software as in freebie and freedom that have a code that is freely seen, forked, and modified. In the past, they were infamous as being a vastly inferior alternative to their proprietary counterpart. Things like ugly, unintuitive, missing feature, unstability, lack of documentation were the words that best describe free and open source software. And for some project, this word still applies. I remember when I first tried Linux in 2016 and diving into the world of FOSS. Inkscape, they are the textbook definition of when a team of coders tries to make a graphic design application without actual designer. Great feature, but ugly as sin. LibreOffice was stuck in the late 90s, too busy reminiscing about the good old Office 98 day. And last but not least, Kdenlive. Well, you can say Kdenlive and my mental health at a fierce competition for the top spot of instability. And honestly, the only legit good FOSS was Blender and arguably Krita. But FOSS has come a long way. Yes, they are still somewhat inferior to their proprietary counterpart because, well, money runs the world, baby! But at least the quality difference is not as night and day as they used to be. In fact, some of the software can give the proprietary field run for their money. So, if you are an aspiring VTuber or any type of content creator in the year of our Lord 2023, don't be discouraged if you can give your money and soul to Adobe to be a good content creator. With a content creator with 1 subscriber and 2 short video, you can totally trust me. Okay, but seriously, you can trust me. I have experience in illustrative design, videography, vector design, UI UX work, but I just decided, hey, wouldn't it be fun to create content for myself? So, I'll give this software a score based on these 3 categories. First, feature and UI. Second, stability. And third, documentation and community resources. First, features and UI refers on how well it serves the expected basic need, like can this video editor do basic things like X and Y? And more importantly, how well it communicates that functionality to the user. Do the user need to click a menu to open a submenu, then open another submenu to summon a Windows pop-up, then search for a submenu in that Windows pop-up just to apply an effect that can be done in 1 or 2 clicks in another video editor? Second one, stability. It's about how error-free the experience is. If I click a button to do X function, will it do what it's supposed to do without the software doing weird things? Do I have to be haunted by the lingering feeling that the software is going to crash, losing that sweet hours of work I have done? Do I have to save a project every 5 minutes because the software crashed every 7 minutes? Lastly, documentation and community resources. It pertains to how many tutorial and documentation, be it official or community, that is available on the internet. Can I easily find many good tutorials if I don't know how to do X in this software? Do I need to browse the dark web with Tor browser with Tails in USB stick in my secondary notebook just to know how to apply gradient map? Also, are there many plugins and extensions available for this software to make my life easier? I think those are the most important things to look for in a competent software. So, without further ado, let's get into it. First software, video editor. Video editor is like the food, water, and air for any content creator. Their soul and livelihood depends on it. A good video editing can elevate a good content to an excellent content, and finding the right tool for the job can help us realize that artistic vision. And my choice for video editor is Kdenlive, a video editor developed by the KDE community, the same community responsible for making awesome free software like Plasma, the desktop environment I'm currently using, Krita, the fantastic digital painting app that I'll talk about later, Digicam, a photo management program, KDE Connect, a wireless communication tool between my PC and my Android phone, and so much more! Yes, I'm a KDE sim. Features and UI. I think Kdenlive does its basic job just fine as video editor. It has a send default that displays everything you need to do in the video editing process from start to finish. What? You don't like the default layout? You should be locked up. You can always modify them however you want, and once you're satisfied, you can go to View, Save Layout, name it, and voila! Or, if you want a specific process for a specific video editing process like logging, editing, effect, audio mixing, and color grading, you can do so as well. So side note, you should save the default layout because once you load another layout, that default layout will be gone. And you'll regret your life decision because you just vaporized that perfectly functional default layout. Also side note, go to setting, configure Kdenlive, then enable proxy clip. Like this. Also in project default, set the audio and video track to more than 4. 2 is usually not enough. I personally use a track for each. Apart from saving the project, rendering, and some minor adjustment to the whole project, I rarely find myself using the top menu because of how good Kdenlive communicates its functionality is to the user. So, features and UI wise, I give it 8 out of 10. It sounds like a glowing review, but why only 8 you ask? First, nothing is perfect, and Kdenlive sure is not. I do think they can improve in several areas, and there are a few other problems that I'll mention later. So yeah, 8 out of 10 it is. Stability. Kdenlive was, or is, even today, is known for an unstable, Mr. Crassalot, bug-ridden video editor. This is pretty much a case-per-case basis. I myself haven't encountered any major problems since version 22.08, and that's about a year ago. The latest release 23.08 focused on bug fixing and stability improvement. But even then, I still see a few posts reporting bugs and stability issues in the community forum. So, this one is hard to rate. I try to be more critical, and seeing the report, I think it's fair to give it 6.5 out of 10. Lastly, documentation and community resources. Personally, I found the Kdenlive community to be sadly a little too small, but I can't really blame the software. Kdenlive is dwarfed by software like Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve to name a few. The competition in video editing software is pretty tough. Even in the FOSS space, we have Olive, OpenShot, and Shortcut. And worst thing is, it's kinda hard to apply the tutorial from this software to Kdenlive because of the sheer complexity of video editing software. Good tutorial and tips and trick videos still do exist, and you can always count on official documentation for this, but it lacks a little spice compared to other video editors. As for community resources, you can download effect template from KDE Store, either from your browser, or my recommendation is downloading it straight from the app. Don't forget to restart Kdenlive to make the plugin visible, and you have to remember the name, because for some reason, custom and template effect category doesn't show up in the list. So with that, I give Kdenlive documentation and community resources a 7 out of 10. If you're looking for basic tutorial, there are plenty of them, and I recommend this tutorial video on Kdenlive to get you started. The major drawback I mentioned earlier are the absence of proprietary codec and the lack of GPU acceleration. So it will take a long while to render. Also, a so-so color grading feature. And if you're working on a team, forget it, go somewhere else, use DaVinci Resolve. This video goes into the details of this. So please go see it. All in all, Kdenlive is a great alternative for Adobe Premiere Pro, as long as you don't need a specific camera setup to realize that specific vision. Since we're talking about VTuber, the vast majority of their content is screen recording, be it gaming, reaction, chatting, and so on. I'm sure Kdenlive will do just fine as a video editor. Second one, graphic design software. There are 2 software in this category, Krita for raster design and Inkscape for vector design. Let's start with Inkscape. Branding is a crucial part of a content creating process. Apart from video editing style, branding like personality, iconography, overlay, typography, and thumbnailing, among others, are important to make you stand out in the crowd, especially for VTuber. But let's not talk about this thing for now, just focus on 2 aspects, thumbnailing and overlay. You'll need a software to make thumbnail for your video that grabs viewers' attention. And overlay help you communicate your vibe to your target audience. They are most likely done in Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator. And Inkscape is a great alternative to Adobe Illustrator. Features and UI first. The progress since hitting 1.0 is amazing. They go from looking like an early 2000 software pre-1.0 to having a modern interface with a lot of new features. Like the new shape builder tool they add in their latest release 1.3. On top of introducing UI and UX element every major update. Most on what you need are visible without going through 50 different layers of submenu. In the left panel, you will get the basic tool like selection tool, no selection tool, shape builder, shape drawing tool, text tool, gradient tool, and so on. Clicking on them will change the property display on the top panel according to the tool selected. In the top right panel, there is a snapping tool. If you want to be precise with your graphic design and you want to be precise. On the right panel is the Docker panel. You can choose a wealth of options to put in there, like align and distribute, fill and stroke, export, path effect, and so on. Inkscape is a very powerful vector design software. Maybe too powerful that it ends up a bit overwhelming at times. All you can do in Inkscape are presented well here. path operation, object manipulation, filter, path effect. It's up to you to experiment and go wild with it, because I'll be here for hours just to explain all these things. Honestly, I'll give Inkscape a 9 out of 10 for features and UI. For bug and stability, it's rock solid for me. Again, it's pretty much a case-by-case basis. From the post I see, it seems to be pretty solid for a lot of people, but beware, when it do crash, it is nasty. You can lose all unsafe work and no way to recover that. Unlike Kdenlive and Krita, where you can restore your project. So, 8 out of 5 from 10. Documentation and community resources next. Amazing! There are a lot of YouTubers that focuses on giving tutorial for Inkscape from basic to advanced. Check out this coded gentleman. They help me navigate through the complexity of Inkscape, and I hope they can help you too. As of community resources, you can download additional extension by going to extension and then click manage extension. 9 out of 10. Inkscape is pretty much a zero to hero story in FOSS project in graphic design software. From eye-burningly ugly pre 1.0 to an amazing alternative to Illustrator post 1.0. Next up, Krita, the Photoshop alternative in the FOSS world. What can I say? Krita has been one of the gold standard for FOSS project, along with Blender. 9 out of 10 for feature and UI, 9.5 for stability, and 9.5 for documentation and community resources. For tutorial, while it has many tutorials on its own, you can also use tutorial for Photoshop, like I do. They are pretty much applicable since it's all about layer organization, blending mode, and whatnot. For community resources, you can go to Krita artist webpage to download community-made brushes, features, palette, gradient map, and so on. Absolute unit of a software. The only drawback is that it's not as good when it comes to photo editing, but it's not the purpose anyway, so it's understandable. If you transition from Photoshop, you'll feel like home in Krita. I use it to design my character, creating my YouTube icon, editing texture, and other similar stuff. So, what about its model tracking? Is there a FOSS project that do just that? Yes, it is. It's called Virtual Puppet Project or VPupper. It may sound like you just get a virtual puppy you can pet. I wish it is, but sadly it isn't. Now I feel scammed. You can download it straight from GitHub or Flatpak if you use Linux. It is the very definition of it's not much, but it's honest work. It tracks your 3D model and that's it. Pick your model, choose your tracking method, and start it, and you're ready to go. It currently undergoes a Godot4 rewrite, and I can't wait to try that. I cannot rate it really. It's simply a straightforward software. It's not the best looking software or featureful, but what it does well, which is tracking 3D model. So, what about the 3D modeling? Must be Blender, right? Nope, Blender too hard. Monkey brain cannot process. Between a part-time job, college studies, and art commission, I simply don't have the time to learn Blender. I wish I could, honest. But for now, I use VRoid Studio that runs flawlessly under Proton. A blessing from the almighty, all benevolent, our Lord and Savior Gabe Newell, who art in FOSS software, to run Windows game under Linux. I use VRoid with Krita to edit the texture to make it more personalized. Mix-up includes key notes for organizing script, making to-do lists, writing down ideas, and brainstorming. A very good software with weird name. And then Tenacity, a fork of Audacity but more modern, if you want to tweak your audio feature. I honestly only use it for the noise reduction feature. And pretty much that's it. Go download this software, start creating things, and have fun with it. Also, don't forget to contribute to this software mentioned in this video. You can donate, help with the code, and or spread the word through tutorial, a live stream using the software, or just talk about it. Be proud that you can make amazing content with free and open source software. That's it. See ya.